Okay guys, now that the season, well, now that yours is over, sorry, and I can't be doing my daily reviews anymore, I've now adjusted into a one of where I can't do my weekly reviews yet because the Premier League season's not started. So on a weekly basis now, I'll be doing a transfer review where we'll be talking about all the transfers that have happened so far in the past week, all the rumours that are going on. This video is more just a transfer roundup in general, and the next videos will be more rumour focused and, you know, quick hint of what's happened in the past week type of thing. But this one's just a big all-in-one. Let's talk about each team individually and talk about what they've done. Starting with Arsenal, obviously we're going to go alphabetical. Arsenal with Raya, who they brought in for 31 million, which we knew that was going to happen. It was part of a release, well, a clause in his loan. They was going to spend that much on him, and they have spent that much on him. And then they've also sent out Tavares to Lazio and Lokonga to Sevilla, because they're just not going to get game time in the current team, the way the current Arsenal team is set up. And then the biggest rumours right now, obviously the biggest rumour around Arsenal right now is Calafiori being massively linked. Even by, I mean, it's so close that by the time this video comes out, he might have already signed. And then they're getting linked with a load of strikers all over the place, being with Šeško, Tone, Gyökeres, Solanke, here, there and everywhere. They're getting linked with a striker, and they feel like they really need a striker, and I feel like they really need a striker too, to be honest, just to finish that team off and just final piece in the puzzle sorted. Aston Villa have been making business so far. They got in the Champions League this year, obviously, and have been going to fix that to, you know, try and push on all fronts this season. Signing Ian Maatsen as their big sign for 45 million from Chelsea, bringing back Cameron Archer from Sheffield, which is a weird decision for me. I don't understand why they've done it, but they have spent 17 mil to bring Cameron Archer back. Jadon Flange, who from Hull, who a lot of people would have seen score that mint Rabona goal. Go and brush over it for a quick second there, because they've also signed Illing Jr. for 14 million, Lewis Dobbin from Everton for 12 million, Badin Chia from Juventus for 8 million, and then Ross Barkley for 6 million. So they've bumped up that midfield and massively bumped up the wingers right now. They've sold Douglas Luiz to Juventus, Irogan to Everton, and Sanson to Nice. And their biggest link right now is actually John Duran leaving. I mean, you can understand why John Duran might leave. He had a good season last year, and they've just brought in Cameron Archer. It kind of pushes him out of the way as well. It's, you know, they're going to be fighting for that second spot, not even the main spot in the team. And they're also being linked with João Felix. I've seen if one of their wingers does leave, Diaby or Bailey to someone, they're going to try and get João Felix, which would be insane for Aston Villa to do. I know they've said Coutinho, I know they're in the Champions League, but João Felix at Aston Villa seems a bit mad. Bournemouth have signed Sinistera as part of having him on loan last year, same as Unal, who they signed as part of him on loan, 23 mil and 16 mil respectively, and got Jebibson from Sheffield United for free. And the only sale they've made is selling Kiefer Moore back the other way to Sheffield. And the biggest rumour rotating around Bournemouth right now is that Solanke is on his way out. I can't see it happening. I can't see this Bournemouth team changing too much from what it was last year. It is going to stay roughly the same. As I said, the two main signings they brought in there were players that were playing from last year, but on loan, and just made it permanent, because this Bournemouth team knows what it was good at last year and wants to keep what it was good at last year, because they were a very good team last year. Brentford have brought in Igor Thiago, who is a striker, and it kind of pushes into the narrative that Tony might be on his way out, and apparently they've actually started to lower the price that they're asking for him, so we might see a few more clubs say, you know what, we'll have our go, we'll have our try at him. They've also sold Raya to Arsenal, obviously, and another goalkeeper they've sold is Strakosha, who they've sold to AEK Athens. So they are relying a lot on Flecken next year, unless they do buy another striker. I think they need to buy another goalkeeper. What am I talking about? They need to sign another goalkeeper. I think they need to sign another goalkeeper. We'll wait and see. Brighton, a club that's always in the business, and they've signed a lot of young players. Big one being Minte, who they've signed from Newcastle for 35 million, and then Weifer, the Dutch midfielder, for 30 million. Osman for 20 million, and Yalkoi for 7 million. It's business that they do. It's just a business that they do. They've sold Alana, but on a free to Southampton. And they're getting linked with a German winger called Gurudu. It's young players. It's young players that Brighton are going to develop and then push into the main team. And you go, oh, where's he come from? Now you know. Now you know where he come from. I've just told you where he come from. Crystal Palace have signed Riyad for 15 million from Real Betis. and Kamada for free from Lazio, which is a crazy thing about him because his name translates to eagle over in Japanese, and he's only ever played for clubs with an eagle on the badge, and he's just signed for the Eagles. Elise was sold, obviously one of the big transfer stories of the summer so far was Elise going over to Bayern Munich for 53 million. Bayern Munich spending a bit of money, and now it's just time for Palace to get linked with the replacements for him, and they're currently getting linked with I saw a massive link at the start of it all with Somerville. I think that's died down now though, and they're getting more linked now with Smith Rowe. I think it's still a good signing. Somerville would have been nicer. Somerville would have been a bit sexier to see alongside Eze Mateta. It's like, whoa, it's too much. Maybe it is too much for people to handle that. So Palace thought, you know what, we'll do the fair thing and not kill the league. Chelsea have always in the business under this Todd Bowley era signed Keane and Dewsbury Hall for 35 million, Kellyman for 22 million, Viega for 14 million, and Gray for 6 million. A lot of business there, a lot of young players that they brought in, and I don't know how much it's going to change him. As I've always said, just sold Ian Matson to Villa. They've sold Lewis Hall to Newcastle, so 2 left backs sold to Cucurella and Chilwell. I know there are a lot of left backs, but they've sold to 2 young left backs for the 2 older ones. Hutchinson's gone to Ipswich, and Thiago Silva's left to Fluminense. The biggest links right now that they're getting is an Osherman link for a striker, which I don't think they really need. I think that's more of like a fan speculation. But they are getting with Andre Lunin to challenge for that number 1 spot, and I think Lunin can challenge for that number 1 spot in the Chelsea team. You know, he just helped guide Real Madrid to a Champions League final. I'm sure you could manage. Everton now have signed Iliman Ndiaye, someone who had a really good season for Sheffield and then got sold. But 18 million, they brought him back in from Marseille. We'll see how he can do. I thought he could do well in the Prem last year, but he's going to do well in the Prem this year. I think we'll wait and see. And Irong Bum from Aston Villa, who's spoke about before. They've sold Godfrey to Atalanta and Lewis Dobbin to Villa, as we said before. And their biggest link right now is the fact that Branthwaite might be on his way out the door. Fulham not brought anyone in yet, despite losing Paulinho. They've not been massively with anyone either. Lose Tosin Adebayo as well, and Bobby Decordova-Reid, someone I thought I'd never see outside of a Fulham shirt. But yeah, Paulinho was the big one there for I think like 55 million that they sold him to Bayern Munich for. It's a massive transfer, and the only link they're getting with right now is Smith Rowe. They really need a DM because Sasha Lukic showed that he wasn't there yet last year. Ipswich not getting linked to anyone massive right now, but that's because they made a lot of signings already. They signed Omari Hutchinson, who had a really good year from last year, played in most of the games for him. Permanent transfer there is perfect. They've signed Greaves, who is going to be a massive addition to the defence for him, and hopefully strengthen it up a bit. Liam Delap, who will be playing up front for him for 17 million. You've got Johnson on a free, and then Muric, a new goalkeeper from 10 mil. I think Muric is a good goalkeeper. I don't think he got given enough time in the Premier League last year, so hopefully we're going to see him a bit more time in an Ipswich shirt this year. And then we sold Haldecki, another goalkeeper, the other way. Liverpool have been out of the business. They've lost out on Calafiori, it seems. They're not going to be able to get that up. They've sold Matip, Thiago's retired, and Adriana's left as well, and they're just not getting linked with anyone. They're getting linked with maybe Kelleher leaving, but they're not getting many transfers like linked with them towards them, which I think is, you're a Liverpool fan, I think you need to worry about that, because obviously there's been a massive change in management and a lot of change behind the scenes, and that might affect you in the future. But I'm all here for the downfall, guys. I'm all here for it. Let's keep it up. Liverpool, go on, fall. Leicester have bought Fatawu for 17 million, Okoli for 14 million, and Golding for 6 million. Obviously, Okoli and Fatawu will play massive parts in their season. Fatawu was there last year, and Okoli's going to strengthen that defence up alongside the likes of Face and, what's he called, Vestergaard. They've sold Keane and Dewsbury Hall, what we spoke about before, and they've also let the Iheanacho go on a free. And the biggest thing they get right now is with Sul, the Argentine winger from Juventus. So I think it'd be a good addition to him. Man City has signed Savio from themselves, another part of the City group, for 25 million. Despite having a market million and 50 million, we'll ignore it though. We'll ignore it. The 115 charges will come soon. They've sold Howard Bell to Southampton, Gomez to Sociedad, and Doyle to Wolves. And the biggest links right now with transfers is that De Bruyne might be on his way out to Saudi and Ederson might be on his way to Saudi, but I'm all here for that too. As I said, guys, we are here for the downfall. United have made 2 massive signings, spending a lot of money, spending in Euro, who is just a Varane region, and we beat Real Madrid this time, so I'm quite happy with that. And then Xerxes for 42 million. I don't know how I feel about the Xerxes transfer yet. Obviously, I'll wait and see him play a bit more. I've not seen him play too much yet, so we'll wait and see on that. He is older than I thought he was when we signed him. I thought he was like 21, but I found it 23, and I was like, he's not even starting in the Holland squad. It's a bit worrying. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what he does. But we have made some good business. We sold Greenwood out of the club, so get him out. And Cam Wild to Villarreal, which kind of was a bit heartbreaking, but we have found another centre back to replace him straight away with Euro. Alvaro Fernandez has been sold to Benfica, another bit of a heartbreak one because I did want to see him come through. And Van der Beek to Girona. It just never worked. And our biggest links right now are Ugarte and De Ligt, which are really massive transfers right now. I don't know if it's just because I'm in that sphere of things, or if they are like running the transfer market right now with that De Ligt and Ugarte deal, and hopefully we can get it done across the line before the season starts, so we can get them a bit of fitness before the season starts and get them playing into that first game against Fulham. On to Newcastle now, who have signed Lewis Hall, who's going to be a big signing for the season, I think, because Botman's out for a while, so Lewis Hall should be playing a lot at left back for him. They've bought Vlachodimos, who I think is going to be a backup. It's because Dubravka's coming his way out and Karius is already left. They needed a backup goalkeeper. Vlachodimos is going to be a backup goalkeeper, and they've signed Kelly as well, who will be playing that centre back for him. They've sold Anderson to Forest and Minty to Brighton, which we already spoke about. The biggest links to getting right now is to Madueke, actually, which is a bit surprising. I feel like they need to boost up that defence a bit more before they get linked with Madueke, but Newcastle not here to do business anymore because we have already taken you guys out of your business, so thank you for that. Forest now have signed Anderson for 41 million. As we just said, Newcastle sold him. I didn't think they sold him for that much. I was surprised when I was looking this up and saw how much they had sold him for. That is ridiculous. They have also signed Milenkovic for 14 million and Carlos for 4 million, and then they've also got Stramic or something like that for the DM for 6 million, which is it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I think Milenkovic is going to be the main fixture in the team this year. Carlos might be starting a centre back into the cell. Carlos might play like goalkeeper into the cells, but we'll wait and see how the season starts. They've sold Niakate and Mangala to Lyon, Freuler to Bologna, and also, I said, Vlachodimos has gone to Newcastle, as we've just said right then. Spurs have signed Archie Gray for 41 million, who, you know, they needed a midfielder. They wanted another midfielder, another young midfielder. They've got that in Archie Gray. And also, they've sold Joe Rodon to Leeds the other way. Dyer has gone to Bayern, and Ndombele has gone to Nice. They have something else. It was like a Bergvall from Sweden. I don't know. He was like centre back. I don't know anything about him, so I'm not going to speak to him too much. But yeah, I get on with Jonathan David, which will be an interesting signing to see. Southampton, I've got a lot of business done so far, signing Howard Bellis, which we spoke about before, from City for 23 million. They've also signed oh my god, sorry, Lallana for free, Charlie Taylor from Burnley for free, and then you've got a load of like Wood, Edwards, Sugare, and who is someone else, and I can't remember what his name was, but he's signed for 18 million. Oh my god, it's gone out my head, which is great. It's fantastic. But yeah, they've signed championship players that could come to the Prem, and they're trying to make a Prem team out of it. It's a bit worrying for Southampton. We'll wait and see if it works. But they sold Kalatikar and Perard out of the club as well. Not getting linked with anything massive right now, but we'll wait and see, because I feel like they're doing a striker. I think bringing back Armando Broja to the club might work for them. We'll wait and see though. West Ham have signed Kilman for 47 million, which is a massive signing, and Luis Gilmere from Palmeiras for 23 million. So they're interested signings. Signings that are going to go straight into the team and play straight in the team. And then he's also in Panorama, Flynn Downs. Oh, that's who it was Downs that the Downs went from West Ham to Southampton for 18 million. He could be in the midfield. And they're getting linked with Kante right now, West Ham, which, fair play. He did have a good Euros, but I think we saw he's not to the Prem standard anymore. The Prem was a bit tearing apart for him. We'll wait and see if he's got it back in him, though. He might need a bit of a rest. Wolves, the final team we're talking about now. to finish up this full-on roundup. Gomez is having 50 million, Lima for 10 million, and Doyle for 5 million, and then Larson on a loan, and then they've obviously sold Kilman to West Ham. So a lot of transfer business has happened. I think, what is it? Yeah, Fulham and Liverpool are still the only two clubs not to sign anyone. And Liverpool are the only one to not actually get involved in any transfer business properly, because Adrian was a free, Thiago left on a retired, and Matip left on a free because he's not got a club. Yeah, it's not looking great for Liverpool, is it? Because they've got no real business done. It is giving Fergie leaving Woodward vibes, but I'll let you enjoy your time, Liverpool. Hopefully by the next time I make some video, we've seen some more signings, we've got some more rumours for you, but I'll see you in a week's time on this series. In between now and then, we've got plenty of FPL stuff coming through. So I do thank you for watching the video, guys. If you like the video, please like, you want to see more, subscribe, because more on the channel all the time. Thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully I do catch you next time. Cheers.